Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. I'll give a few minutes for people to pop in. Hold on. Actually, it will give me a second. Hey, Pookie T. How are you? Hey, Jenna, I'm still at home. Oh, how's Pookie T tonight? This isn't going to be a very long live, guys. Um, I know I didn't go live this morning. I actually slept in and things were crazy. So I wasn't able to go live this morning. So I'm sorry for all you morning people that like to have some place to go in the morning. I will be live tomorrow morning, as you all know, because it's Whiskers and Wags. But I wanted to go live and talk about these two cases. The Caitlyn Kaufman case, I've already spoken about. Oh, there you guys all. Hey, Tally girl. Did you see that report on the Fort Hood firing due to murder suicide? No, Tally girl, I didn't. Um, could you send me that information? Hey, Charlie girl. 420. Good evening. I didn't go live this morning, Pookie T, so you didn't miss anything. I actually overslept and my day got crazy. For everybody, if you guys all remember, Nanya's dog Kaya went into surgery today to be fixed, and I spoke to her probably maybe an hour and a half ago, and then Kaya came out of surgery just fine. She was waiting to pick her up. So that's good. I'm sure she'll fill us in tomorrow during Whiskers and Wags. But if you could send me that tally girl to Mimi Walker 41, I would love to see that. Maybe I'll look it up if you can't. Hey, Hemdell. Good evening. Like I said, this isn't going to be a super long live because there isn't tons, but I really want to kind of stay on top of these cases. Right now, both these cases, they do not have any leads on both of these cases. So let's start with Caitlyn. Now, if you guys remember, Caitlyn was the nurse in um that was on her way to work in Nashville. She worked in the intensive care department at St. Thomas Hospital, and she was killed in her car. So, what they have found out so far isn't much. They don't have any leads. But her autopsy had come back. Her autopsy, it was pretty sad to read. So her mother had gone live, did a news conference today. So this is what the police believe. So they believe that she was on her way to work, and I know in the beginning they said that it happened anywhere between 6 and 6:30. Well, now they've closed that gap even more. So they believe she was shot anywhere between 6 and 6:05 that evening. Police did not discover her until 8:52. The autopsy said that this is kind of heartbreaking. That let me get to it. Let me see. Where is it? Mm. She was where is it? Hold on guys, bear with me. Sorry about that. So, according to the Metro Nashville police, a police officer saw Kaufman's car resting on the right shoulder against the guardrail. And when the officer stopped to check, he had discovered she had been shot. Police say Kaufman died at the scene. Authorities are following leads and they do not have suspects at this time. They said that Kaufman was killed by one gunshot wound that entered through her shoulder. Detective Chris Dickinson said during the press conference that the wound was fatal and she died within 15 seconds of being shot. But she was also struck 6 more times. So they believe that the first bullet that hit her went through her shoulder, killed her pretty much instantly, but she was shot 6 more times. Right now, they do not have any leads. The Crime Stoppers number is on my screen. If anybody that is listening might have been on that highway that day, please call and give anything that you can. A Samaritan that would like to be anonymous has put up a $10,000 reward for any information on what happened to Caitlyn. Yeah, right? 6 times. I mean, none of us thought that. None of us thought that many times, but yes. They said that she was shot in the shoulder and then 6 more times. Um, but a Good Samaritan did put $10,000 reward up, so I really hope that this family can get justice and would they find out who did this. That would explain why she didn't call for help. That's exactly why. Um, I don't even think she knew it was coming, which is horrible. What we know about Caitlyn so far, Kate, Caitlyn was formerly from Pennsylvania, a small town in Butler County, 50 miles northeast of Pittsburgh. Her She lived there her whole life, her mother said. She dreamt of moving to Nashville. She was determined to get there. Her mother said, who drove down from the family's hometown on Friday. It was the city of her dreams. Kaufman moved to the suburbs of Nashville in 2018 after she accepted a job at the hospital. It was her first nursing job after graduation. She graduated from Clarendon University of Pennsylvania in 2016 and then Butler County Community College. She was an award-winning nurse who most recently worked on the front lines caring for COVID patients. In October, she moved to Lebanon to be closer to friends. Her mother, Diane Kaufman, told the news. And in addition to her 221-pound Great Dane Zeus, which I think that is probably, hey Ben, I don't think that's right. I think that there was an error in the write up because I don't see her dog weighing 221 pounds, but I could be wrong. But that is a very big dog, if it is. Um, Kaufman loved the Pittsburgh Steelers and Pittsburgh's Penguins. Her hobbies included boating, wakeboarding, water skiing. She had a great work ethic. She was determined and she was truly just a beautiful person inside and out. Um, so that's what we know so far. Kaufman's mother said she spoke with her daughter on the day she died. She was very regimented, her mother said. She sounded perfect, tired, but that's all because she had worked the night before. Um, they have had multiple tips were submitted to Crime Stoppers. The police are working to develop leads and they have started a team of investigations. Kaufman's mother said her daughter had no enemies. She believes it was the wrong place at the wrong time. I don't Her mother said, "I don't know what caused someone to do something like this. She was on her way to work to take care of people she didn't know. It's senseless to me." They're asking if you know anything, please call. Um, the family members have created a GoFundMe to help Kaufman's parents with funeral costs or any traveling expenses incurred in her case. I do not have the GoFundMe as of yet. I'm working on that, but as soon as I do, I will post it in case anybody wants to help out the family. Hey, Kim, how are you this evening? Hemdell, that's what I'm talking about, Mr. Ben. 5 weeks strong. Yes, you're doing awesome, Ben. We are all so proud of you. So it's still, like I said, I wish I had more. Jenna, do they know if she was already pulled over before the shooting? They have not said, Tally girl. I don't they're not saying. All they have said is that they believe it happened between 6 and 6:05, and I don't know why that time has changed because before then it was 6 to 6:30. So they must have gotten some good information because they have definitely closed that gap even more. They did say that the she was completely pulled over where she was on top of that guardrail. So in that the cops didn't find her till 9. So they're not saying whether the shooting happened while she was driving or if she pulled over to answer a phone. I'm not quite sure. They have not said. I mean, I really wish there was more information, but I will be following this case, and as information comes, I'll be going live to give it to you guys. Another heartbreaking case that I want to talk about. Like I said, there isn't much on this case either. This case is a little strange to me just because I feel like the autopsy is taking forever and I'm not understanding why. The only thing I can think of on this case is the reason why it's taking so long is because Alexus Sharkey had no injuries when she was found. So I think they're waiting for toxicology. So let's give you a little rundown about this Alexus Sharkey. Alexus Sharkey was found on November 28th on the side of the road. Um, Her body was naked on the side of a Houston road, resulting in countless questions as authorities await her cause of death and continue to investigate. Now, she is beautiful. She was very much into social media. The 26-year-old beauty is a lifestyle enthusiast. She did health products and hair care. She was very much on social media. She was also married. She there's no leads into her murder either. They're saying that they don't know the cause of death because when they found her, there was no visible injuries of her at all. Um, let's see. She was attached to her phone, and her friends had spent Thanksgiving with her, and she was a social media queen. She worked from her phone. So when 12 hours went by after her friend had last talked to Alexus around 6 p.m. on Friday, November 27th, to confirm a movie get together for the 28th, and her friend hadn't posted anything new and she wasn't responding to texts and calls. Loved ones started to worry. Her friend went to to Alexis's apartment where she shared with her husband, Tom Sharkey, who is 49 years old. They knocked on the door, no one answered, after which her friend called police and a missing persons report was filed that Saturday afternoon. Meanwhile, earlier that morning, a city citation worker driving along the highway near Houston, the North Elwidge Parkway, had spotted what had turned out to be Alexis's naked body lying in some bushes on the side of the road about 3 miles from her home. He said he had thought it was a mannequin. He ended up calling his supervisor, explaining what he had saw. He did not stop because he wasn't too sure, and he wasn't going to stop because he was scared, for whatever the case may be. So he asked the supervisor to come out and check it out. So they ended up meeting together. They went together. When they were driving, we could see the feet, is what Richardson said. We got out and looked, and there she was. She was lying there deceased. No clothes on. I just got on the phone and I called 911. He says the image of that day still playing back in his head every day. I cannot only imagine. Um, the investigation into Alexis's death remains active and ongoing, and they are waiting on results from the medical examiner to determine the next course of action. The cause of death remains pending the following outcome of the autopsy conducted by the Harrison County Institute of Forensic Science. While there was no visible wounds on her body when she was found, according to police, they are in no way ruling out the possibility of foul play. Um, and they did speak to her husband. He says they had a great marriage, that they met at the place. She worked at a restaurant. He was somebody that visited the restaurant. They clicked. They were married a short time later. They traveled all together. They had a happy marriage. But if you speak to Alexis's friends said that Alexis said she was very unhappy in her marriage and that she was filing for divorce. Now, um, but if you speak to him, he says that they were absolutely not getting a divorce. They were happy, healthy, in love. The police say that he is cooperating with them, but until this autopsy report comes back, they're kind of at a standstill on where to go. Um, let's see. What else can I give you guys? Um, let's see. Hold on, boys. Give me 1 second, guys. So let's see. Let's see what he has to say. Let me look through my notes. They only were married in January too. They got married in Houston, and they got married in January. Um, he said finding out Alexus was dead. He had called the mother to say that she was missing. Here is a picture of them on Halloween I can show you guys. And then I'll show you a picture of her by herself. Because this is the only picture they're giving us of him. Um, Let me save that. And here's a picture of her. Hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm not looking at chat. So give me 1 second. All right, let me get back to you guys, and then I can screen share. So I hope you all are having a good night. I know Diane is live tonight. She's giving away uh $300 gift cards. So if you want to be in on this drawing for Diane, you need to go into her last video and leave a comment. So, okay, so let me show you this, if it will open. My computer is having a mind of its own right now. Why is it doing that? Give me 1 second. Okay. Okay, so this is Alexus. Beautiful, beautiful girl. And then I will show you the picture of both of them. Let me close that out. Let me get back to you guys. Why does it do that? I might have to show you guys a different way. All right, I'm going to have to show you guys a different way. Hold on. Screen share. I think it's this one. It is. So this is them together. This is him and her. So he is 49, she is 26. They're not saying that he is a suspect. They're not saying anybody's a suspect because they don't. Hey, Captain of my soul. Um, because right now, I mean, have you guys ever heard of an autopsy taking so long? I mean, it's the 8th of December. They found her on November 28th, and the autopsy is still not back. I just find that crazy. This family has to sit here and wait. Thank you, Samara, for posting all the Christmas lists. We're going to be doing this every time that I'm live up until the 20th. So if you want to, what town and state? Alexus has happened in Houston, in Texas. Houston, Texas, is where hers took place. Caitlyn's took place in Nashville, Tennessee. But Caitlyn's autopsy is already done and completed. But she had visible injuries. So I get that. And with Alexis, she had no such injuries other than she was naked, found on the side of the road, but had no injuries. So, what I'm thinking is taking so long is they're looking at toxicology. And I know toxicology takes a while to come back. It took my friend's autopsy 8 weeks to come back. That's got to be heartbreaking for a family to sit there and know, because they all believe with Alexis's, they all know it was foul play. There's no way she would make it 3 miles down the road from her house, um, naked. They're not s and see, this is the other thing that I was looking for. Even though she was naked, I was wondering if her clothes or her purse or her shoes were near the vicinity of where she was found. They're not putting that out. She would, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Pookie T." You know, that's horrible. But they're not saying that because that's another interesting thing. Were her clothes there? Were her shoes there? Was her purse there? Or was she just placed there? It would be interesting. I was looking to see if uh her phone that they say she was very much attached to and her purse were at her home where her husband lives. They're not releasing that either. So I don't know if her phone was on her or not. The last person to see her though was the husband. They had Thanksgiving dinner together that the night before she went missing. He said that she was upset and very stressed from her job. Nothing to do with their relationship. He says that she was just stressed in general of her job. Now, her friends tell a completely different story. They say that she loved her job, loved what she did, and that she was unhappy in her marriage. So there's already discrepancies with Alexis. So we're definitely going to be following this case. I'm hoping her autopsy will come out soon. And when her autopsy comes out soon, that they'll give more info because they're not giving much. Same with Caitlyn. Everything you check on Caitlyn, it's the same. She was driving in her car. She was shot. They know nothing. They don't know if she was driving, anything. So it's really hard to cover these cases, but these cases are very sad right before the holidays. Really sad before the holidays. And these two women were way too young to be mm, senseless, senseless killed, you know? Dino, stop. Can you look up Can we look that case up, Pookie? Is there any bio on the husband's past? Job, marriages, police record? I could not find any, Tally girl. Nothing. I know that Tom Tom was the one who informed his mother-in-law that Alexis was missing on Saturday. He wrote on Facebook after his wife's body was found. He wrote, "My world, my everything. I'm so lost right now. My one and only." But speculations, unfounded or not, spread like wildfire online. And soon, Tom said people were posting all manners of comments, including death threats on social media. He insisted that he and Alexis had been happily married and were not getting a divorce. Rather, he said they had enjoyed a Thanksgiving meal together in the morning of Thursday, November 26th. He says it's horrible. People are talking tons of crap. In a phone interview, December 1st, he said, "I'm getting death threats and stuff. None of that bothers me. What bothers me is that the world and everybody in it is focused on all the stuff that doesn't matter. And they should have been focused on finding my wife. Everybody was still looking for her, and I located her Sunday morning in the coroner's office. They couldn't ID my wife. They didn't know who she was. She was just there. Alexis was officially identified by fingerprints, according to detectives, and the family was notified Sunday. Moreover, Tom said looks can be deceiving, and Alexis's upbeat social media presence did not tell the whole story. She wasn't happy. She was stressed, Tom said. I would cuddle her to try to make her strong. She was an amazing woman. My wife was an amazing woman. She really was. There is always other sides to everything. I was the one holding her, cuddling her, and building her back up. I I don't need to set the record straight. I'll let it play out the way it is. I know what my life with my wife was. He indicated without going into further details that the last time he saw her was at home and he told her she shouldn't drive. Now, this is another thing. I guess she had been drinking. Now, because the toxicology is not out, we cannot say whether she was really drinking or not. But he says that he told her she shouldn't drive. She understood me. I understood her. We didn't fight when she left. I just told her she couldn't drive under the influence. She left anyhow. This is where we are at. Wherever Alexis went afterwards, she did not take her car. In the meantime, Tom said he fully cooperated with the Houston Police Department and they were going through all of his wife's calls, emails, and texts. And he was sure that the police were going to find out whoever was involved. I don't know. There's some red flags to me with him. Just his whole mannerism kind of gives me some red flags. I was the one holding her. I was the one building her up. I. That's all I hear. He seems like one that likes to boost his ego. Okay, Pookie, thank you. But all I heard through all of it is I. I did this. I did that. I knew my wife. She wasn't happy. But now he's saying she was drinking and told her not to drive. But then in the next breath, he's saying, but she didn't take her car. Saying she was drinking is concerning too. It is. But like I said, I don't want to sit there and speculate that she was drinking because there's no proof of that. It's only him saying that. But what kind of caught me is him saying, you know, I didn't want her to drive. She understood me. I understood her. But wherever she went, I told her she couldn't drive under the influence. She left anyhow. This is where we're at. Wherever Alexis went afterwards, she did not take her car. That sounds strange to me. So you're telling her she can't drive. So did she drive? Did she drive and you met her somewhere or followed her? So the next time she left on foot? Because the way he's wording that is odd to me. Let me say it again. See if you guys see what I'm saying. She understood me. I understood her. We didn't fight when she left. I just told her she couldn't drive under the influence. She left anyhow. This is where we're at. Wherever Alexus went afterwards, she did not take her car. So where did she go? So he told her she couldn't drive under the influence, but it sounds like he's saying she left. But then he said, then wherever she went next, she didn't take her car. Hey, Casey, what do you guys think? I know we're only speculating here, but I'm just curious. Yes, it just happened. I'm talking about two. So Caitlyn Kaufman is the nurse. She was shot on her way to work and killed. They don't have many leads on her. This happened Thursday. The next case I'm talking about is Alexus Sharkey, and she was found on November 28th naked on the side of the road in Houston, but we're still waiting toxicology for her. I'm suspecting the husband, last person to see her. She says she was drinking, found naked. He says the opposite of what friends say. I agree, Samara. The friends are saying that and I'm sorry, as a girl, we know we confide in our girlfriends. When things aren't going well with our significant others, what do? We pick up our phones and we call our girlfriends and we vent to them. So her girlfriends are saying that she was not happy in her marriage and that she was looking for divorce. He's saying there was nothing. Our marriage, which throws me right there because I'm sorry, no marriage is perfect. No marriage is, rainbows and sunshine. And most of the time, when husbands, wives are murdered and they sit there and act like their marriage was rainbows and sunshine, that usually gives me a light bulb because I know I've been married and yes, I have a great marriage, but it is not all rainbows and sunshine. No marriage, no relationship is, rainbows and sunshines. You have your ups and downs. You do have arguments. And he's like, we didn't argue. She knows me. I know her. I comforted her. I held her. I uplifted her. I built her up. Like, I don't know. It's kind of odd to me. He is definitely odd to me. And then the Caitlyn case, there's a as I told you guys, did I go live about that? I don't think I did. StreamYards kicked me out of my own live. Like, all of a sudden, it was gone. I did not push a button, nothing. All of a sudden, I was like, poof, gone. They said an error had occurred, and I was gone. They kicked me out of my own live. Quick, someone calls Crime Stoppers. We have a missing host, right? We did lose me. StreamYards completely just, I was in the middle of talking, and StreamYards, like, booted me right out. I was going to tell you guys about another thing that I found really interesting about the Caitlyn the Caitlyn case. This is the nurse. They've had 3 nurses from that hospital from starting in 2016. Caitlyn and 2 other girls have been murdered. That one case was solved, and the guy is in jail for the rest of his life. There's another case where she was found in a garbage compactor, and that case has still not been solved. She was supposed to work that day, and now Caitlyn. So, some people are speculating, is there something going on in the hospital and nurses are being killed? Or is it a random shooting, like road rage? But I found that very interesting that from 2016, they all worked in the same hospital, not in the same departments though, but the same hospital, and they were all nurses, and they have been murdered, and only one of the cases have been solved. So these are just 2 very interesting cases. Is there a time frame on those 3 murders? Let me pull up my paperwork on it. Hold on, and I'll read it to you guys. As long as StreamYards doesn't throw me out again. Mm-hmm. Hold on. Let me find it. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm going through it all. Why can I not find it? How do I not have it? I had it. Hold on. Okay, here it is. So, 3 3 nurses from St. Thomas West Hospital killed since 2016. So, Caitlyn was Thursday, right before Christmas. The other one is um a 23-year-old. She died after being stabbed during an early morning hours at her condos on February 28th, 2017. This is the one that was solved. A Christopher McLonghorn was found guilty of first-degree murder and premeditated murder in the Ferguson killing. He was sentenced to life in prison. The third one is um her name was um what was her name? Something Brown. Um Hold on. Let me get to it. Ashley Brown. She was found at a trash disposal site at 4:15 um in 2018, 3 days before Christmas. Um so she was found, yes, 3 days before Christmas, and her case is still unsolved. It says that the woman had been missing since Saturday and has been found dead. The body of Ashley Brown was found at a trash disposal site. A worker had discovered her body. Um, I'm convinced that she didn't do this to herself. It's not like her, and she has too much a support system. Detectives are recreating the route of the trash truck that brought her to the facility. Brown was 27 and was supposed to head home to Tucson, Arizona for Christmas, and she never made it. Um, there has to be somebody out there that knows something. Um, and this was in 2017. Brown left her purse and her vehicle at home. Um, she was reportedly intoxicated when she left her home. They said that the landlord had made entry into Brown's home on Saturday, but did not appear that she had been home. It seems like when she walked out the door, she fell off the face of the earth. We're struggling with not knowing and not being able to contact whoever we need to contact to get her back. Um, and there's still no information on her either. Ah, don't forget to hit the thumbs for Miss Justice Moon. You're so funny, Samara. It is so sad. It is. But so now is the Ashley Brown case and Caitlyn connected? Is it not? Is it just a coincidence that they both worked at the same hospital? Or is it not? Uh, there's a lot of what ifs. And hopefully we will get answers. And when we do, I will be the first one to give it to you guys. But I think that's it for tonight. Like I said, there's not tons of information. I wish there was more where we could kind of dive in and dissect it. But really, it's just right now, just all speculation. It is a weird coincidence, Sally girl. It is. But weird coincidences happen all the time, but still I just find it odd when I was looking into Caitlyn's case, I ended up finding out that two other nurses have been murdered in a short time period. And it's weird that Caitlyn is right before Christmas, and so wasn't Ashley. Ashley was right before Christmas. Ashley was a little bit closer to Christmas than Caitlyn, but same type of thing, kind of, where she just walked out the door and never was found, and Caitlyn was on her way to work to get and got shot. So A lot of people are thinking maybe road rage, but I guess we just won't know. We just won't know for right now. But I thank you guys all for coming in. Like I said, I wish we could really dissect them, but hopefully we'll get more information as these cases open up and break more, and we'll be able to dissect these cases a little bit more. Um, because I do enjoy doing crime. I know I haven't been doing a lot of it, and I really want to start getting back into it. So, if you have not, two good cases to follow. Caitlyn's definitely harder to solve. Yes. Yeah, Caitlyn is definitely harder to solve. Um, but and I have a couple more cases that a couple of my friends have sent me that are really interesting. So I'm going to be working on those in the next couple this coming week. So hopefully I'll be able to go live with those. There's one really interesting case that happened a long time ago, but it's really interesting and I think you guys will really like it. So, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. If you could hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down, either one, I like them both. Remember, tonight Diane is live. If you want a chance to win her $100 gift cards, make sure you comment on her last video. And I will be live tomorrow morning with Whiskers and Wags. If you want to show your pet, please email me at mimiwalker41@gmail. And at the end of Whiskers and Wags, I show everybody's animal. Just give me a picture and a little bit of description about your pet. Mandy, how are you? It's so good to see you, girl. I know, I'm just getting off. Are you going live soon? I've missed you. I've seen that you've kind of been doing your own thing. I'm sorry things have been crazy for you, just like they've been crazy for me. But it's so good to see you. So, yes. So, tomorrow morning, Whiskers and Wags. I hope everybody has a fabulous night. Mandy, it's so good to see you. We have to catch up. I know you have. I know. I've been reading your community posts. We definitely have to catch up. Much love and strength to you, Mandy. You're a strong chickie. You can get through it all. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful night. Everybody stay healthy, stay happy, and stay you. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow morning. Bye, guys.